Hello, guys, ladies, gentlemen, guardians, and gamers. Welcome to Stasis Chat. Well, this isn't Stasis. Welcome to Frostbite episodes 2. Sorry. We've got a few topics to speak about today, but today I am joined with the one and only BMG.
Good evening.
And I think the first question, Roll, is what have you been playing?
Destiny.
Just Destiny.
Pretty much mainly Destiny, because as I've said in the Discord, the socials, and as we've spoke, I think there was an issue with my Warlock, which I had right from original Destiny 2. I kind of hit a brick wall, really. Couldn't get above 1575. Wouldn't go any higher. Couldn't get any better gear. Had issues. So I decided, right, it's rather not play the game anymore or start again. So I started with a Titan. Got rid of my Warlock, transferred everything over, started with my Titan. I've literally only just started campaign of Shadowkeep, and I'm 1580. And I've still not maxed my gear out yet. So it kind of says to me, there's an issue. I'm pretty sure something's not quite right, because I've quite easily got to 1580, no issues. But other than that, just a bit of Horizon Forbidden West, but that's pretty much me for this evening. What about yourself?
Oh, I've been playing my usuals. I've been playing Destiny 2. I've been playing Fallout 1, and I played a bit of Fallout New Vegas just to pass a bit of time.
Is that for your channel? Is it you've been doing a bit of streaming?
The Fallout original Fallout game I have been playing for myself. For my channel. Fallout New Vegas is a game that I just enjoy playing. So I'm thinking of jumping back into Borderlands 2 just to give that a chance.
Yeah. Oh God, Borderlands. I was never keen on Borderlands, really. You know, not really my kind of game. Not really keen on the graphics, but I know a lot of people like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different style of game. You're very much into your realistic style.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of those. And should we start with when we talk about realistic games, you've got to talk about the single player PlayStation games, which I think starts us on our first topic.
Hello, Lost Legacy. Great to see you. Great to see you in chat. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, nice to see you. I literally just looked over as you said that. So let's start.
Borderlands, Borderlands, not my kind of game. It's a good game. It's very popular. I've heard a lot of this Tiny Tina Wonderland. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out there. I hear it's a very good game. It's just not my kind of thing, to be honest.
I know. It's been one. I think Borderlands is actually one of those games where I enjoy playing from time to time, and it's one of them of let's just I think seeing as though we were talking about realistic games for a second there, let's get into PlayStation console release schedule. Shall we?
Go ahead, mate.
Herman Holst said there will be at least a year between PlayStation console and PC game releases.
Yeah, he did an interview. He's kind of come out of kind of what they're doing, and they've sort of had to address what sort of road they're going to go down. And he said, it's going to be at least a year between, PC release to console release. And when he's talking about a year between. He's not saying like third party and stuff like that. He's on about first party games and second party games that are made for PlayStation exclusively. Them games will come to console exclusively, and then they will drop onto PC about a year later.
Yeah.
So sorry, mate. I don't know who's in your background, but if you could just ask him to be quiet because it's very distracting.
Yeah. I mean, 2 seconds. Come on, please keep it down.
Keep laughing at Dave.
Stop. Right. Seeing as though we are a Destiny channel, we are going to have to talk about what is coming next week, which we thought was going to be coming tomorrow, which is the weekly reset of 18th of October comes Festival of the Lost.
Yeah, it was usually every year it's around about the 12th of October. They drop the Festival of the Lost. But for some reason this year they've delayed it an extra week, but it will still be running. It'll still run for about 3 weeks regardless. So it'll run a week later into October, which is fine. It's
Into November,
yeah. So it'll still fall the same. And there was a vote on the armor set, universal armor set that'll be used. It was between monsters and mech warriors, and mech warriors won by a 52%, which I don't. It's not very Halloweeny at all in the slightest. But yeah, to be honest, it's not something I would pick. I'm going to pick up. To be honest, I don't like the look of it. But apparently they will release the monster one at a later date, so we'll look forward to seeing that. But yeah, I'm hoping for. I enjoyed what they did last time. They showed off. It did some good events and things like that. I hope they can try and mix it up again this year, do something a bit different. I don't want the Haunted Forest back because that was like the worst event going. I enjoyed what they did last time. Like I say, joined the giant pumpkin jack-o'-lantern things, and but yeah, I hope they hit us with something different this year.
It'd be nice to see a change, and I think they're going to go with the same tactic as they did with Festival of the Solstice Festival.
Oh, Heroes, Solstice Heroes.
Solstice. The Solstice event where they were doing. I'm trying to think what it was, but they actually had like a separate quest board for it.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice to see. However, I am actually was looking at the Festival Lost stuff, and I do like that. I'm going to be running around while we're playing Destiny, singing Transformers Robots in Disguise a lot, but
it just doesn't kind of go with the theme. The theme's Halloween. It's meant to be scary, creepy, monsters, ghouls, ghosts, and Mech Warriors doesn't go with that or fit into that at all in the slightest.
Then again, we got dinosaurs last year.
Yeah, but they made it look a bit menacing. It still looked something other than robots, which isn't very Halloweeny. But it's their own. It was popular. It was voted on. It was picked. That's what they've chosen. So it'll still be interesting to see how they go. Hi, Stubbs. Good evening.
Bloody hell, give me a chance. I was letting you finish your sentence there.
Sorry.
Well, I think that's something I am looking forward to doing. Break up this season. Definitely break up this season a bit.
Yeah,
this season.
I've got to start it again anyway because we've been starting a new character. I've got to restart all the season stuff. So, because the season stuff runs to the 4th of December, I think, the Season of the Plunder.
There was something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So between doing that Festival of the Lost as well as me doing the campaigns, it'll probably take me up to the next season to actually get through it, if I'm honest. So there's enough to keep me going. Just about.
Fair enough. I mean, the Festival of the Lost stuff for me is going to be essential on my channel. I am going to be playing that and running through that as much as I can. I did like the Lost Sectors, the Haunted Sectors from last year. That was definitely fun.
Yeah, that's one where they did it a bit different, didn't they? And
Yeah,
they changed it up a little bit. I think it was like over the number of years, it just kept doing the Haunted Forest, which wasn't really a forest. It was literally running through a Vex bit, which was awful, and it wasn't fun. It was
yeah.
tedious. But the last year was more interesting. I think they had a lot more engagement with it. I don't know if we're going to have the same thing this year or they're going to change it up, but it'd be interesting either way.
Yeah. Speaking of Destiny, we were reading the TWAB from last week.
Reading the what?
The TWAB.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said someone else. What? Reading what?
Did you think I was saying there we are then?
Yes, very much so. And I thought, did I hear correctly?
No. We were saying that we were reading it last night, and a lot of it is just, very much mechanic go-overs and little bits they've changed. However,
what's that with? This week at Bungie?
This week at Bungie.
Yeah. Well, I think... So, obviously, I know before you go into what they went through, I think an issue that was plaguing Destiny and Bungie for a couple of weeks was... what was it called? The cheating thing, where it was banning accounts that shouldn't have been banned, something along them lines.
Yeah, it was to do with net limiting. But after the raid incident, there was a raid incident where someone basically shot a golden gun about 20 times.
Yeah.
In one super, which is practically impossible without net limiting or something stupid like that. And they did apologize for that. It was they implemented something, and it obviously didn't work.
Yeah, it was something to do with the software they were using, something that they were trying. There was a bug or something in it that was banning stuff that it shouldn't ban, and a lot of accounts got banned unnecessarily. Which I think this week at Bungie, the reset, which is tomorrow, where these things that come into effect is from tomorrow, I believe. So, but I just remember seeing something about it, about the whole bug in the banning thing, banning people for nothing.
Yeah, it was. They'd implemented something literally to try and block net limiters. And it was overdoing it. It was blocking people for what they thought was net limiting, but it wasn't. And it just caused a lot of issues in general.
Yeah.
So, but the thing that we wanted to talk about, that I wanted to talk about specifically, was they had a bit of a Q&A with the developers. The weapons designers during it, and they asked the question, what replica weapon would each weapons designer want? And obviously the answers were Proctor's. One of them said Dead Man's Tale, lovely looking gun. Lawrence Driver, another half decent looking gun, but there was 3 that me and you noticed that one was kind of expected, but we had the redacted Season 19 Solar Exotic Weapon, the redacted Lightfall Raid Exotic Weapon, which means they've already designed the weapon for that. And that's definitely 2023.
Yeah.
And also we have the Season 19 Kinetic Exotic Weapon, which was also redacted. We have got the redacted Season 18 Festival of Lost Weapon, but that's just a Festival of Lost Weapon. It doesn't say exotic.
No, yeah, it's just going to be a legendary, which when you get them all thrown into the mix, I think last year we had 3. I think it was 3 legendary Festival of Lost Weapons that were chucked in, I think. So this year they just seem to. It's looking like one new weapon, which is fine. You know, and I've seen a lot of people run around with the old weapons. So you know, still, so even now, so it's they probably looked at it and thought, you know, there's not really a shout or a call for multiple weapons. They've obviously looked at the statistics and realised not much is really being used. So what's the point?
The thing is, they didn't have. Everyone's play style's different, and everyone prefers different weapons. I mean, I know there's the meta, but most people they have different play styles with different guns. I mean, it's me and you. For example, you can sit that you're not going to sit there with for example, a trace rifle. You'd rather be running and gunning with a sidearm and what is it? Sidearm and a machine, and an auto rifle.
See, I'm auto rifle and submachine gun. I'm currently running. I'm running the exotic machine gun from Witch Queen. I can't think of the name. Ostra Summit.
Ostra Striga.
Poison one. Yeah, I'm running that. And then I flick between that and Risk Runner, which I picked a second one up. I've got 2 Risk Runners, masterworked.
They give you literally Risk Runner is the main thing.
Yeah, you get it in New Light.
Yeah,
but they gave me a second Risk Runner that was already masterworked, which is a bit bizarre. So I just vaulted it. I don't need to, but you never know. But yeah, that, and obviously for my power weapon, I'm just running a rocket launcher with locked-on missiles. Omega something, can't remember it off the top of my head. Omega B, Omega B, something like that.
So
yeah. So I'm running that. I don't like shotguns, even though I'm a Titan now. Shotguns just are too slow. I like to be able to punch, submachine gun, poison everything, punch, run, spread, arc, punch, and it's really good maneuvers. I've got quite a good build going at the moment.
And I'm guessing you like to become the missile.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. You like to become the missile.
Wow. That's it.
So yeah, for those who are not in the know, which was me until last night, the Valve Steam Deck is now available, can be readily bought without a reservation. Finally,
yeah. It's been it's been a thing for very short time actually, because obviously for the Steam Deck you had to reserve it for quite a while, between Q2, 3, and 4. You know, they're quite in demand, and now it's obviously the production parts and whatever else they need to do is kind of picked up, and they've managed to make it so you no longer have to reserve it, and you can pick it up anytime now directly from Steam. Sorry, so you can get it direct from them, straight from them, and get it. But it also they also released you can order the dock as well. There's a dock that's coming with it, I believe.
Yeah, there is, which is also available now apparently. Yeah, that's also available now to order, which basically means you could use it as like very much in the same space as a Switch.
Yeah, but it kind of makes me think maybe the demand for it's fallen off quickly with inflation, the way things are around the world. Kind of makes me think maybe the demand for them has dropped because they're so expensive. They're expensive for a reason. You don't get me wrong; they're worth the money you're paying, but you know it's getting close to. We're 11 weeks near, to Christmas. You kind of got to tighten the belt a bit, spend less. So that sort of thing's not worth it.
I think they saw what happened with the Xbox and PlayStation, and they don't want that to happen. I think as well. I think they've had the reservations, but they've been making more, so they have a backlog rather than end up with non-available.
Yeah, they've come into stock where you can just go on an order very quickly compared to what the Switch, the Series X, the Series S, the PlayStation 5 was. They've made it so whether it was a plan they had all along or they saw a drop off and they could quickly jump hold of, I don't know. But either way, yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that now you can pick it up, order it any time. I can't see this side of Christmas much demand for it. No, because it's like Christmas is coming up unless you're getting it as a present. I can't see much demand for it. To be honest, if you're going to pick up some games console wise, I think a lot of people are going to be looking at the Series S. If I'm honest, well, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, to be like I said, I mean it's nice to have that because it feels less. I mean, you saw the struggle I had trying to get an S when they before pre-order. To pre-order, I literally had to keep refreshing my screen at midnight to make sure I got one.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It was a pain in the arse. We managed to get the consoles we wanted. You got the Series S, I got the Series X. But we managed to get what we needed, and it took a bit of time. It was a bit of touch and go. It was a lot of running around. I was also finding the Series X for my son, and we were driving round shops to see if anyone had left in stock. I managed to get one when we was doing the pre-orders, and I happened to be the game we've got two in our area. So the game in Lancaster, they happen to still have Series X pre-orders still sat there waiting because obviously it was middle of the day, not many people get in, so I managed to get a second one there. So I managed to secure two for launch day. For last Christmases, managed to secure two Series S's. So so they all get used. It's a nice little console, but to be honest, I think I'd sooner have that over a Steam Deck, if I'm honest, because I kind of game at home than anywhere else. But while we're on the Xbox and the Series stuff, I don't know if you had a chance to look, but I put in about the Phil Spencer showing his shelf off for the Fallout 25th anniversary. And I'll let you go into that if you want.
Yeah, he could be teasing a new streaming device, very much similar to the idea of the Stadia, which whilst we're in that downplaying stage of the Stadia, they're bringing themselves in at the same time, which makes perfect sense. They're trying to place themselves in that space, which I think is very nice. They're very well thought out if they have done that.
Yeah, they came out and said after a couple of leaks that they are making a streaming device. It's nothing like brand new information. We knew they were working on something. They took it back to the drawing board, I believe, and they were reworking it. But the device that they've shown on the top of Phil Spencer's shelf, because that is like the source of leaks and things to come. They did actually show. I thought originally it was a Series S, but when you have a closer look at it, it's the Xbox logo's on the opposite end to what it was. So, is it a tease of the new streaming stick? A lot of the media and news outlets seem to think so. Is it something that's going to come this year? I don't think it's something that would drop this holiday. I could see it coming out for January, February time, maybe 2023. I don't think it's going to be this year. No. It'd be nice if they could drop it in just before Black Friday sales. It'd be a nice little pickup for a lot of people who want to save even more money, because obviously it's going to come in a lot cheaper than Series X or a Series S or a PlayStation 5 or a Steam Deck or a Logitech or a Switch. if you were, I think we're going to end up with two options. I think you're going to have an option that comes with a controller,
Yeah.
which is, I think, thinking more about it, I think it's going to hit around maybe it'll come in at $89.99 for a controller plus the dongle. But obviously, then you have to get your PlayStation Plus subscription on top. Your Game Pass Ultimate subscription on top of that, which I suppose they might chuck in a month free just to try and get you into it, which would make more sense because they do like to give Game Pass out for next to nothing anyway. So I can imagine you're getting a month free to try it out with a dongle.
Yeah.
But I also think you might get a dongle on its own option for maybe $39.99. I think you'll come in at just for the dongle. So if you've already got an Xbox, you've already got an Xbox subscription, you pay for $39.99, get the dongle, and literally you just connect your controller and your already subscription you've already got with your account and Xbox ID, and you're good to go. And it's something you could take around if you were traveling, if you were going to a games event or something like that, and you were in a hotel. You got internet, plug it in, play. You're lessening the risk of carrying a console with you, a console being damaged. A dongle and a controller you can carry on your hand luggage, if you will, and things like that.
You could probably carry it in your pocket.
Oh yeah,
like that's how small it sounds to be and seems to be. But it does. It has. I do want to say I want that sword, but
is that the Witcher sword? It looks like the Witcher.
Yeah, it does look like I'm pretty sure that is the Witcher sword. Looking at that.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it. It's definitely new. It's definitely new on there. But you look at the size of it. It looks like. From what I can see, just having a quick look, it almost looks like the length of the Series 2 Elite controller. It looks about the length of that, which to me, why would it need to be that big? It seems for something that's going to be a streaming device, it looks like it could be quite big.
I think they might have it as an extra bit of. I think they might have it there just as something else, just to have a bit of a hard drive in there if you're somewhere where it isn't, where there's no internet.
Yeah, it's purposely. You look at it; it's purposely placed there for a reason. It's made because he wants you to notice it. Yeah. You've got a controller next to what looks to be a streaming dongle. So it's obviously purposely placed. It's there for a reason. But it's looking like it's something that's coming sooner rather than later. Originally, when they made, I think Jez Corden kind of got a comment from him saying, yeah, it's a thing, but we're kind of taking it back to the drawing board. And I think they kind of said it's something that's coming, but no time soon. So 2023 is probably a safer bet. I don't think you're going to see it this year. If you was going to see it this year, I think you would see. It. Yeah, you would see a lot more marketing and things of it coming. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see it this year. I honestly think it's going to be a 2023, early 2023, first quarter maybe, March, April time, something around there. I think you'll see it. But that's what I think.
I mean, I've got to admit with Stubbs here, it took me a couple of looks to realise that it was. The fact that everyone had to double check what was there.
Yeah, it's not because I thought it's just a Series S, and then someone said, "Well, no, look at the length of it compared to the controller next to it, and the logo's on the opposite side." And it's like, right, okay, yeah, I can see that. But then it looks to be, looking at it, that it's going to have a USB port on the side of it.
That's what I saw as well. It looks like a USB port at the other end.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense how it's gonna fit, or is it a remake, a remodel, and a different model of the Series
It
S.
could be.
It just doesn't. Yeah,
We don't know. It could be anything at this point in time. You know.
yeah. I think the streaming dongle seems to be the bigger
Most,
thing.
there may
Yeah,
be-
the most likely thing. But looking at the length of it, who needs a dongle to stream something that big? You look at an Amazon Fire Stick; it's half the size of what that looks like, but maybe
it
there's
does.
something in it that's designed to. It's got to be that big because something in it that makes games look better or run better and below latency. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it's and it's still in progress of being made. So
If he's showing it off on his shelf, I think that's kind of going to be the final design. Because if you remember, he actually showed off the Series S before it was officially announced.
yeah,
And it was the final design. So there's a good chance what we're seeing is what the final product's going to look like. It's just a matter of getting it together, price pointing it, and getting it advertising, getting it out there.
but it is one of them. Of let's see where that goes. Now I think that's our. Now we know it's coming. Upcoming. It's going to be there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's good. I'm going to keep my eye on that one. So I'm going to, and there's also moving on to our next topic. I think we believe now is because there's nothing else to speak about that apart from we'd just be contemplating how beautiful that shelving is.
Yes, very very good looking shelving.
But 2K has confirmed that a recent security breach resulted in customers' personal information being stolen and put up for sale. The fact that there's a reason we know about the security breach, but the fact that personal information has been put up for sale, it's one of them. To be truthful, I think it's annoying.
Very.
But
I think, like I say, because I believe it's the guy that also hacked Uber. It's the guy that hacked Rockstar, Take-Two. But obviously, he was arrested. He's been charged and being dealt with. So, but obviously, the fact that personal information's actually gone up for sale is a scary thing. If you've got a 2K account, 2K, you've got anything registered with 2K, change passwords, delete account information. You don't want your personal stuff being shown, being disclosed, because that's how they hack your consoles. That's how you get your credit card, debit card information, and it's hard because it's a big breach. It's scary that these sort of things are happening, but yeah, if anyone's got it, change your information. Don't hang back and think, it'll be okay, it won't affect me, because if you were registered with 2K, if any of your personal information, if any of your bank details, phone record, your phone number, anything, email, if any of this is registered with 2K, they will have access to it. And you don't know what they're going to do with that information. So change your passwords, delete your bank details, and until they can resolve the problem, really. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad where it's another publisher to be developer to be targeted, and it just seems to be the thing that's happening lately. And all we can hope is that they're going to improve their security and what they can as best as they can to protect their consumers.
Yeah, the fact that we're in a stage now where developers will actually let you know, I think that's nice of the developers rather than just going under the radar. And I think that happened with the PlayStation Network attack back in 2015, I think it was.
Well, yeah, the network was down for a while. Yeah.
I think you would like to mention this one about Ragnarok.
Yes, God of War Ragnarok has officially gone gold. So that means development and that has finished. So it's obviously going to be ready to be released. It's been submitted to ratings boards to get past all that. Doesn't mean that the game's not going to be patched. There's always going to be a day one patch. All games come with a day one patch. So even though it's gone gold, doesn't mean that's it. They put the feet up, wait for November 9th for it to release. There is still more work to be done. There's more bugs to be crushed, things to be improved upon. And we are going to see that. But yeah, it's interesting. It's good that it's gone gold. Means we're going to hit our release date, which is a good thing because obviously I think there was a couple of rumors that it may or may not get delayed, but this kind of cements that no, it's coming November 9th. It's going to be here, and it's going to be a day one for me.
Yeah, I mean, look at you. I'll have to wait a year. So,
well, it's coming to PlayStation 4 as well. It's not just PlayStation 5. It's cross-gen.
Oh, right,
It's
okay.
PlayStation 4 as well, and obviously a minimum of a year before it comes to PC. So
fair enough. I mean, my PlayStation 4 is nothing but an ornament right now. I'm trying to find a splitter to plug it into. So,
yeah.
But I am going to go back because I'll admit this one. Back to Herman Hulst. I know I skipped the topic a little bit earlier in the show. But what he said about delays, I think we kind of expect that with a lot of games nowadays. Personally, ports to other consoles and to PC have always been delayed behind.
Not with Xbox though. Xbox day and date. Console PC.
Fair enough. I mean, there have been delays in them in the past.
Yeah. PlayStation. The issue with PlayStation is they like to double dip. They're not going to give you the console version and the PC version together. They're going to give you the console version, milk every penny out of that they can, then give you the PC version and make you double dip and pay full price for it again if you want it on there. Yeah. They're not stupid. They understand there is a lot of money on the table from the PC side, and they want a piece of that. They don't want to release it at the same time as console and everyone buy it on PC rather than console, or they want to get what they can out of the console and then make people buy it again on PC, because a lot of people will. They will get it on both. They'll buy it on both because they want to experience on PC as well, which is understandable. But that's more what it's about. They could, if they wanted, have it ready to go. They've got a team. They've got Nixis, which port the games to PC, so they're more than capable of having it day and day. It just doesn't work for them at the moment. You got to remember, Xbox have got the capital, the money to burn, to maybe lose a bit console sales, PC sales, or lose out on the extra money to give you the PC version for free, or get it on PC, get the console version for free. So they can afford to do that. They're a $2 trillion company. They can afford to do it. PlayStation have got to be more careful. They do. But, make you pay full price for the game again a year down the line just to make it look prettier, play a bit smoother. That kind of comes to what they're doing at the moment with there's the rumours, quite credible rumours, of the remaster/remaking Horizon Zero Dawn. It's only a 5-year-old game. It's meant to be getting the Last of Us Part 1 treatment that's just recently come out. But they'll charge you $70 for that. A game that's 5-year-old. It's almost like they're trying to be on par with like Nintendo, if you will, because Nintendo, the games don't drop prices. It's very rare they've got a sale. They re-released Majora's Mask at full price, and it's like people pay it. People just pay it. So maybe PlayStation think, well, why can't we do it? And people play it. It's probably going to time. I do believe it's true. I do believe the rumors are true, but but I think you're going to find it's going to come out before the TV show because they're doing a Horizon TV show. So I've got a feeling you're going to see it come out a few months before that does, like Last of Us Part 1 remake has come out a few months before the Last of Us TV show comes out. You look at the sales on Last of Us Part 1 remake, and I think it's like third. And that's a $70 game. And it's third in the PlayStation sales list. Third.
Nice.
So clearly it's selling. Clearly it's making money. So they're looking at their franchise thinking, right, what's our next TV series coming? Horizon. Let's remake Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's bring it up to par with the PlayStation 5. To go on par with Forbidden West. Why not? Because people are going to buy it because the TV show is going to come out. They're going to watch a trailer and they're going to want to play it.
Yeah, it's. I've got to admit, it's very bullfroggy in its tactics there. In terms of the fact of the trailers there as soon as they've got the next game ready to go already, kind of thing. The way that was described then, it came across as how Bullfrog did a lot of their advertising in game. But I think, we're getting to a point now where it's, in terms of gaming, I think we're getting to a point now where we understand which companies are going to do what. I mean, there's a couple of surprises here or there. For example, price hikes. But, there's nothing we can really not expect, to be honest. I mean, we've got IPs that have been going, 20 odd years now, 30 odd years, I think, in one case with Final Fantasy
7.
Well, but just in general, the IP itself, Final Fantasy, I think that's been going on, almost 30 years.
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah. Because I think 7's quite an old game anyway, and they've just it's just been redone. So
because that was PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2?
1? No, 2. Was it 2? Plays Final Fantasy 7, 2. Good evening, Sentinel. Great to see you, mate. Cheers for coming along. Saying hello.
Yeah, nice to see you, Sentinel. It's but right, we are gonna. I think that's it for the topics. However, we are gonna have to go over something very quickly. And right now, it pains me to say this, but for the foreseeable, Shadow Mall is not going to be on the show. He's not going to be helping out. This is why we've moved over to StreamYard for personal reasons. We all agreed it would be best for him to step aside. And these are things that we've just had to take for his sake. He has needed to be. He needs to focus on himself right now. And we're trying to find. We are both trying to find the time to take on what we can of what was his jobs, aren't we? I mean, this is why there's no thumbnail for last week at the moment.
Yeah. There's going to be. You're going to see. We are going to be using StreamYard going forward. At some point, you're going to see the logos and stuff coming along. We're just trying to figure everything out at the moment. But a lot going on at the moment. So for his health and for the good of the show and everything like that, it's best that he takes a step back, takes time away, hopefully get things sorted at some point. And for as Anime said, for the foreseeable, it won't be a part of the show. It's just going to be mainly me and Razza and Stubbs when he's coming back into podcasting here and there. So we're probably going to look at maybe us two and a guest or something. We haven't quite worked out how we're going to work it. We do hope we're going to see Shadow Ball again in the future. But for the moment, and the way things are, it's just mainly going to be the two of us. But who knows? We've got things to discuss and that, and we're just figuring stuff out as we go along. We are a relatively new show, and we are still building an audience, and that's kind of where we're at the moment. I would say, and we just see where we go from there.
Yeah, I think that we don't like seeing people in such a state that where they're overburdened with their own problems and their work problems. You know, like I know this is a side project to him, and he took it in his stride to basically carry us, but for his mental health, I think it would be best. And we decided it would be best as a group for him to take a step back.
Yeah. We've all spoke, kind of made the decision. It's for best for it's not like he's gone forever and never going to turn up. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We really don't know. But for the moment in time, you're not really going to see him on anything on show wise. But hopefully, things will get better and things will change. But for the foreseeable, it's just going to be me and Razza. Whether what we do from there, do we just have a guest? Do we bring someone else on extra? We don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. We'll just do that as we go along. We'll figure out, have conversations, and hopefully maybe a bit more information next week for our main show, Stasis Chat. But we're not there. We're not there. Got quite figured that out yet, I would say. I don't know if you agree, Razza.
No, we haven't figured it out because we were hoping for it to be literally all three of us, but right now we think we need to work something out. I'm probably going to send them a few feelers out, see if we can get a third or fourth on.
Yeah. Because like I say, Stubbs is a part of us as well, but he is currently taking a break from podcasting. So Stubbs is an actual main panel member with us. He does deal with the podcast side of stuff in the background, so he's not like he's just not there. He's dealing with stuff behind the scenes. But I think that's probably what we may look at, is finding a new member or a rotating chair. But we'll figure that. We've no decisions are made. Nothing's final. All we know is, for the sake of what we do, for the sake of Shadow Maul's mental health and things going on, that a break's the best point for him. And by doing things this way, doing StreamYard, doing things, and taking some of the social media stuff off his hands as well, takes that pressure off, so he doesn't feel he has to keep doing all this other stuff. He can concentrate on himself, and we'll see where we go. But we do hope he gets in a better place soon.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're hoping for. But sorry to end this one on a bit of a serious note, but we needed to get this out there of why. So for now, guys, as always, remember, stay frosty.
Take care, guys.